anyone can be a black belt. And that's not just true because you can buy one off Amazon, but because the skills required to be a black belt are achievable by anyone. It's more of a time commitment than anything, where you hopefully pick up some valuable pajama fighting skills along the way, such as diving in on ankle locks on people, or finding the most fashionable way to beat somebody up. But other than paying your coach 10 years of monthly payments and sacrificing your time to the Jiu Jitsu gods, how good do you actually need to be to get a black belt in Jiu Jitsu? Now I have one of these darker pieces of fabric, and it's not from me using a permanent marker to turn it from a white belt into a black belt. This thing took me about 11 years of time to get. Did I pay off my coach to get one? I'll let you decide that. Now, starting off to see how good you need to be to become a black belt, we have a pretty easy case study where I made a recent video going up against world champion William Tackett. We're both black belts, but you can clearly see which one of us is the winner between the two. And as a quick spoiler alert, I wasn't exactly on the winning side. Well, luckily for people like me and others watching this video, there are different methods to reach the black belt rank in Jiu Jitsu. And the first one starts off with technique. Now, contrary to popular belief that you may see my videos, I can actually do more than just guillotines, and that's part of getting a black belt. You have to have a litany of experience just to achieve the rank. This includes learning guards named after worms, learning a stand-up game that will scare white belts known as takedowns, and a whole bunch of other hoopla. A pretty easy way to look at it is that if you have enough technique experience, your professor should be able to name a move and you can do it on the spot without any errors. Or, if it's a brand new move, he may only need to show you once or twice, and then you can do it with your partner and then teach him what he's doing wrong. The nice thing is that during the technique portion, we've all been that guy where we just completely space out 10 seconds into the move. But the nice thing is that if you have enough experience with your technique, you only need to watch it one time, and then you can completely enter snooze mode. And maybe you're only a purple belt and you can already do this. The coach says a move, you can perform it, and you do all the details correctly. But now I want you to think about something else. You know the small details that John Danaher can somehow turn into a 2-hour instructional? That's what you begin to focus on as a black belt. For some smaller detail examples, you may be wondering, what grip do I need to use to break their grip on an armbar? Should I be using an S grip or a gable grip during a body lock to pass? Should I push my foot to help a calf slicer, or should I figure forward to defend my own? Should I use the Tyler grip for a guillotine, or should I use the more traditional grip that many other competitors have used? The smaller details that people can't be bothered to learn because there's so much in the sport that you need to focus on become a lot more important when you're trying to reach the black belt rank. The more time that you can put into these smaller details and flesh out your game will be a good sign that you're ready to receive your black belt. A huge difference that you'll notice between the lower ranks and the higher ranks is how much they study Jiu-Jitsu. It's one thing to go to the gym and you do 1 hour of technique that the professor is teaching you, and then there's a whole other side of it where you go home, study instructionals, or go on YouTube and try and see what all the competitors are doing. It's pretty well known that coaches go through a curriculum, and if you've already done the curriculum, who's going to teach you the new stuff? This is where studying comes in handy. Moves such as the false reap or kiss of the dragon aren't taught everywhere, but somehow every black belt knows them. That's because they spend extra time after training to go learn some more technique and then come back to training to use these techniques. And with Jiu-Jitsu constantly evolving, studying the ever-changing meta is extremely important. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you guys that I've never once purchased an instructional. Although, you may be able to find this stuff on the high seas, but I still watch a lot of high-level matches to remind myself, 1, how much better they are than me, and 2, to hopefully receive a sliver of their technique that I can apply it to my game. Now I'm not going to tell you to go spend $1,000 and sit through all Gordon Ryan's instructionals, but I will say it's going to help you out a lot, and studying the meta will make you rise through the ranks a lot faster, and you have a lot more success once you get there. Plus, who doesn't want to watch Craig Jones just for his instructional humor? If you're still here, you're probably wondering, Tyler, what are the raw skills that I need to be a black belt? Basically, you need a bunch of fancy adjectives that you probably already have a lot of. You need to be tenacious and durable because these sports will injure you. You are literally practicing another sport about hurting and breaking other people. So don't pretend that's not going to be you on the receiving end eventually. Then when you finally accept that you will get hurt, but you continue to train, you also have to accept that you are now an off-brand masochist. Now, other than pure pain tolerance, you also need to be creative because people will find holes in your game. especially if they train with you day in and day out. Maybe you're really good at guillotines, but they're better at hand fighting, so you can't ever apply the choke. Then you need to patch these holes so you can stop their hands from even being part of the problem and you can get back to beating them. This then leads to the cycle where they're going to find a way to keep their hands safe and they're going to go back to defending against your chokes and you're going to become more adaptable. This cycle will repeat all the way until you quit the sport, so you better get used to being creative fast. Having the right attitude is also important. I've known coaches that refuse to rank people up because they have a piss poor attitude. They may have the skills required to reach the next rank, but if you're going to conduct yourself in a horrible manner, they don't want to promote you and have their name attached to you. It's really easy to forget that Jiu Jitsu is a martial art. Everybody wants to be the best, but at the end of the day, you need to have the right attitude for the sport. Look at Marcelo Garcia. He's widely considered one of the best people in the sport of Jiu Jitsu. He's humble in victory, stoic in defeat, and extremely welcoming to anybody that wants to train with him. He could be the ultimate man enforcer where he destroys everybody's dreams in the sport, but he takes a different approach to it. He'd rather serve as a valuable knowledge point so everybody wants to train with him and everybody gets better at the sport together. Most people understand that when you reach your black belt, it's a huge accomplishment, and the next step from there is that you need to be a great leader. The small things like improving team morale, ironing out your teammates' deficiencies, leading by example, and overall being a positive influence at the gym will be required to be a black belt. And this won't help you win worlds or other competitions, but it will help you as a person. But the bonus about being a good leader is that it has a ripple effect. More people want to train with you, and the more people that train with you, the more jiu-jitsu knowledge you learn because you'll get to see a lot more styles. You may win against these new people, or maybe you'll lose, but either way, you'll greatly expand your jiu-jitsu knowledge. But if you refuse to listen to these skills and you still want to get better at jiu-jitsu, then make sure to check out xmartial.com. Even if you're not physically getting better at the sport, you can purchase rash guards that will make you feel like you're getting better at the sport. They also started a YouTube channel in case you don't want to buy rash guards, but you might want to win them through their giveaways. Make sure to check out their channel and see what they have to offer you.